Welcome back. Now, the Electoral Commission says NHIS registrants whose names have been deleted from the voters register will have the opportunity to re-register from Monday, July 18. At a news conference in Accra, Director of Electoral Services at the Commission, Samuel Tete, noted the re-registration process, which will last 10 days, is in compliance with the order by the Supreme Court to clean the register without disenfranchising voters.
The Commission says it will publish the list of 56,772 NHIS registrants at the offices of district assemblies and the Commission and the national dailies. Affected persons, according to the Commission, are to re-register between July 18 and July 28, 2016 at the Commission's district offices. The Commission's Director, Electoral Services, Samuel Tete, says the affected persons are expected to provide their existing voter ID card or proof of identity.
We have instructed all district offices to use red pens to cancel the names of all NHIS card applicants on the provisional voters register.
The Commission will, from August 5 to August 7, hold exhibition of the register for NHIS card holders who have been re-registered.
In the meantime and during the exhibition, all those names on the provisional voters register will be flagged. And copies of the list will be given to the political parties as well.
Exhibition of the voters register is scheduled from July 18 to August 7th across 29,000 exhibition centers across the country.
Biometric verification devices, as recommended by the Reform Committee, will be used at all the exhibition centers to verify all applicants who visit the exhibition centers to check on their names. Persons who use the NHIS cards to register in 2016 will also have their names deleted from the provisional voters register.
Let's now speak with Dr. Ransford Jampo, a senior lecturer at the University of Ghana Political Science Department, is joining us now on the telephone. Good evening, Doc, and thank you very much. Now, the Electoral Commission has deleted over 56,000 NHIS registrants from the roll. What challenges do you foresee going forward?
Well, thank you very much. As we all know, the EC was ordered by the Supreme Court to delete names of those who used National Health Insurance Scheme as a form of identification in the previous elections from Ghana's voters' roll. They were also asked to create an opportunity for those whose names have been deleted to re-register with other approved forms of identification. And as I just watched on the station, we are told that some names have been deleted.
That's right.
And then those who have been deleted have been given from 18th of this month, to go and register. Now the question is, how many people? Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening, sir.
Okay. So those who have been deleted are supposed to be communicated, this decision of deletion will have to be communicated to them.
That's right.
In the various national dailies and then at the various districts of the district offices of the Electoral Commission. My serious issues I have with this process is that how many people are able to afford and get themselves copies of daily graphic, and how many people oftentimes get opportunity to read graphics. How many Ghanaians also remember the identification they used in registering the last time? I mean, Stephen, you are the host. I don't know whether you remember the identification you used in registering, during the last election. And so there are so many Ghanaians who may have used the National Health Insurance Scheme card as a form of identification in registering, but may have forgotten. And so how many Ghanaians do remember? And then again, how many Ghanaians would care to think about what they used in registering? And who funds the cost of traveling to the district where one last registered?
So obviously, these are going to form the basis of a new challenge, you think, for example, because people cannot...
These are serious challenges that have been introduced. And I'm saying that if our experience with the limited voters registration is anything to go by, then in my view, we may have the names deleted, and yet these voter deletees, I mean, that's my own coinage anyway,
that's right.
Won't be able to re-register either due to apathy, voter registration fatigue, or lack of information. Now, the danger is that these same people would show up at the various polling centers during voting time, and they won't see their names in the register. Now, this would be a recipe for chaos. And so to avoid this, the EC must know that over the years, it has failed in prosecuting its constitutionally imposed mandate of voter education. Election management is not only about the conduct of elections, it's also about sensitizing people about the voting process and letting them know about the need for them to take issues like voter registration exercise very serious. And so in this regard, the not too serious attitude of the EC during the limited voter registration exercise in terms of voter education cannot be extended to the upcoming exercise that we are hoping to commence, on the 18th of this month. As many re-registration centers were not open during the limited voter registration exercise, I think there should be a lot of the centers opened, and then there should be massive voter education. Other bodies that have the same mandate of political and civic education, like the NCC and political parties, must demonstrate collective responsibility in assisting the EC to carry out a very robust public education and sensitization program in the media and in all the local languages, with a view to getting all the concerned to taking advantage of the re-registration exercise in order to minimize the situation where these voters may go to polling centers to create confusion simply because they cannot find their names on the voters' roll.
So do you foresee...
parties are also serious about getting every vote, then they must play a leading role in ensuring that the deletees are re-registered. They should not sit down only pontificating the challenges of...
Well, but there might be instances where some of those who were deleted are no more. They've died, and the Electoral Commission has not been able to tell us expressly whether out of the 56,000 or so names who put their name there using the National Health Insurance card as proof of ID, how many of them are alive and how many are dead?
Well, the point is, a dead man would not show up at the center to go and re-register. So that one is aside. But my concern is about those who may not be able to go register because they may not have access to information. regarding regarding this whole exercise. You are going to put their names in the daily graphic, and I'm asking how many people read daily graphic? How many people are able to buy daily graphic, on a daily basis? And so it's important that we put in place, the EC recognize the fact that it has also a constitutionally imposed mandate of prosecuting or embarking on serious public education and voter education, so that people get a lot of information, become sensitized and get a lot of information about this process. And political parties and the NCC must also demonstrate collective responsibility in ensuring that we are all able to work together in ensuring people are able to adequately sensitize about the need for them to participate and to go and get themselves re-registered. Dr.
Jambo, do you foresee that in the absence, do you foresee that failing to do this, a lot of people are going to be disenfranchised?
I mean, definitely that is what is going to happen. I mean, if somebody registered in a very remote district and cannot go there, he may not be able to have his name, on the voters' roll, and may still want to vote during election day. If people do not get information as to the fact that their names have been deleted and so they are not able to go and get themselves re-registered, it means it's going to be a recipe for chaos, because they are going to show up at voting centers during election times. And I'm saying you may have a lot of Ghanaians who may have used National Health Insurance, scheme card as a form of identification to register, and yet they may have forgotten. And so who reminds them? I don't know, Stephen Auntie, whether you remember the identification you used.
I'm smiling because I do not remember. I think I used my passport or my driving license. I'm not sure.
You may go to the polling center at voting time and they will tell you that your name is deleted. And what do? You don't want a situation where there is chaos in the upcoming election. And so some of these things, we must find and devise collective strategy in making sure that they do not create any problem for us. And in this regard, like I said, political parties must work together with the EC and then all stakeholders to ensure that some of these challenges are dealt with. And again, issues regarding voters register is only one of the various proposals or one of the various processes that must be put in place and must be tuned with the view to fine-tuning our electoral processes. There are so many proposals for electoral reforms that will have to be implemented. Let political parties and the EC not only focus on voters register. There are other concrete and practical proposals that are yet to be implemented.
Right, Dr. Jampo.
I urge the EC to work with all its stakeholders to ensure that all these proposals are implemented with the view to fine-tuning the electoral processes so it delivers results that are acceptable to all.
Right, Dr. Jampo, we're grateful. Thanks very much. Dr. Jampo is a senior lecturer of the University of Ghana Political Science Department. My name is Stephen Auntie.